Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 62 on the Appalachian Trail. Happy Friday. I hope everyone is getting ready to have a great weekend. It was a short week for some of y'all since you had Memorial Day off. Every day is the same for me, so it doesn't really matter. There's the trail back there, and that's where we're headed. As you can see, the sun is poking its little head out some. Surprise, surprise, we got rain last night, so my tent's soaked again. There's just no way to, it doesn't leak on the inside, but once you fold it up, everything's wet. So it does dry pretty quick, but still a pain in the ass. But it is what it is. So pushing some good miles today. I got started early, about 7:30 this morning. I already got one of the biggest climbs of the day out of the way. So that way I got some smooth sailing coming up. I didn't stay at the shelter just because the shelter is like a half a mile off trail, and the water source is really hard to get to apparently. So I just said X-nay on that and camped next to a creek. It wasn't too bad. There was another couple there. They already took off. They're a little ahead of me this morning. So yeah, trying to really push to get close to Dismal Falls. It's a big waterfall, so I can camp near it. That'll put me at about an 18-19 mile day. But it's looking like there's not too many terrible climbs today, so hopefully we can do that if the weather holds out. It is showing, earlier this morning it was showing some nasty swell storms coming through, possibly by lunchtime. So we're gonna get wet one way or another today, so we'll see what happens. Whatever I can get today just makes tomorrow easier to get to the hostel, Woods Hole Hostel. I got a package there I'm picking up, and do some much needed laundry because all my stuff is very muddy and gross and stinks, and I could use a really nice long hot shower. So we're gonna push to that. The following day, Sunday, will be closer, might even get to, depending, I have to look at the map, Parisburg. Wasn't sure if I was gonna stay there, but I do need to get something from the outfitter. I do need to get maybe a little bit of a resupply, but not much. They have a really good barbecue place there apparently. I could use some good barbecue, but I might stay there just because I believe Monday, I don't know, my dates are off. One day next week early is my birthday, so treat myself a little bit while I'm out here. Like, it'd be nice to be able to get phone calls and stuff, talk to my friends and family. So might stay the night in town there. We'll see what happens. It depends on today and what happens tomorrow. So anyway, we're gonna get these miles in, and I will keep you guys updated. Hopefully the weather holds out. So all right, happy Friday. Well, it's been a very rainy day. The rain just stopped, so I had lunch. Thought the sun was gonna come out, but apparently not. But boom, we just hit 600 miles, hiked on the Appalachian Trail. Whoo! Man, seems like not that long ago I was struggling just to hit the Georgia-North Carolina border. Now I'm 600 miles in already. That's crazy. So I hit the 500 mile. It was either last Wednesday. I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was last Wednesday. I didn't post it though because I didn't have service until the weekend when I was at the hotel in Marion. So holy cow, 600 miles. So all right, we still got at least another 10 miles I got to put in today. It's calling for some nasty thunderstorms later, so I'm really hoping that's not the case because my tent's still wet from last night and haven't had a chance to dry it. So I wouldn't make it to the Woods Hole Hostel today. That'd be way too far. I still have 25 miles to get there. So there is another hostel I thought about. I don't know. We'll see how the weather pans out. if the storms really do roll in and hit us, then it might not be a bad idea. Grab a bunk there. It's not expensive, but we'll see. Anyways, all right, guys. I'm finished getting these miles in. We're already like, I don't know, 7.5, 8 miles in. It's just now lunchtime, a little afternoon. So, all right, I'll see you later. So as you can see, it's wet. A nasty storm just came through, and then the sun starts to come out. This Virginia weather is so bipolar. I've been soaked all day. Haven't had a chance to even try to dry my tent out, because as soon as it stops raining and the sun even attempts to come out, it starts raining again. It's like a little storm after a little storm. But at least that one didn't have hail, because earlier this morning it was calling for that. Apparently there is another nastier one moving in, and it's going to get colder too. It's already getting colder, but apparently this one coming through, a lot of lightning and hail. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm about 7 miles away from a hostel if I need to go. I've debated it just to get out of the weather, but we'll see how it ends up. But anyway, just want to let you know just how bipolar. As you can see, now it's getting dark again, and it's just still raining. All right, guys, I told you guys, bipolar weather. Sun's out again until the next round of storms, which hopefully isn't for a while. We could use a little break. Lord knows the trail could. It's just sopping wet. You hear my feet squishing, like you stirring a pot of macaroni and cheese. Forget about that reference. Anyway, yeah, so we got a little bit of sun again. We'll see how long it lasts. Looks like it's already disappearing. So short-lived, but all right, guys, catch up in a bit. Well, guys, we're coming in to a hostel. I'm sick of this weather. It's been pouring rain. It's cold. It's getting colder. I done fell 4 times coming down the mountain because of the mud. I'm over it. So we're gonna check in now. Try to take a shower and get dry. I'll catch up with y'all in a bit. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. The weekend is upon us. And it is day 63, I believe, on the Appalachian Trail. Yesterday, I didn't get a closeout video. It was a very wet, rainy, muddy day. It got pretty cold. It's actually pretty chilly now, as you can see. Really, really good winds out right now, and the temperature about 58. Feels colder. So yesterday was definitely rough. The cool thing is I ran into this group that my mom has followed since their day one. They are called Team Bear Bait. It's 2 ladies and a gentleman. They are Drifty, Ricola, and Tank. Really, really great people. They're pretty funny. I've watched some of their videos. The funny thing is when I was at Trail Days, my mom had told me about them and said they were going to be at Trail Days. I didn't know what they looked like because I hadn't seen their videos, and I was actually hiking right next to them almost the entire time through the parade. So anyway, I ran into them yesterday on the trail. They were doing a slack pack because Drifty had to get some new shoes and they were breaking them in. So they caught up with me, and then we ended up hiking. I got off trail and decided to stay at Weary Feet Hostel. Guys, if you are ever in the area and you need somewhere to stay, absolutely hands down. I mean, I walked in, it was pouring rain. I fell coming down the mountains a couple times. Once, about 10 feet, I slid in the mud. It looked like grass, but the grass just ripped right out of the ground. A little sore today, just from that. But it ended up being a 17.5-mile day, even with the crappy conditions. So they had already made it there because they were going pretty good. I fell behind going up the last climb, had a cramp in my leg and had to stretch out. But anyway, so as soon as I get there, they had a dinner plate for me, the owners of the hostel. Fresh ham, huge baked potatoes, some grilled vegetables, salad if you wanted it, homemade biscuits, watermelon, cake. I mean, it was just incredible. And it was the perfect thing to have as soon as you got off trail on a crappy day like that. I stayed at the outside bunkhouse. It's pretty standard, but I was fine with it. They had almost a full house, beautiful outdoor showers. I'm actually doing a slack pack today. They dropped me off. It's a little over 15 miles, but you're going basically downhill back towards the hostel. I'll stay there tonight and then pick up tomorrow to head into Pearisburg. I decided to do that just because, one, breaking in the new shoes finally. So I figured, why not do it on a slack pack, where my backpack, as you can see, does not look that heavy, because it's not. All my heavy stuff is left at the hostel. It's only the second time I've slack packed, so probably going to do it again, possibly on the climb out of Pearisburg, just because that's a beast. It's like 7.5 or 8 miles, pretty much up. So that'll be my birthday treat to myself. So anyway, I stopped and picked up the package at the Woods Hole Hostel that I am not going to stay at. I decided to stay at Weary Feet again tonight. So Team Bearbait, they already got dropped off. They're a little bit ahead of me, so I'm going to try to catch back up to them. And they're going to stay there again tonight, and then, we'll hike into Pearisburg tomorrow. They're pretty fun. I enjoy the conversation with them. So probably hang out with them, at least up until Pearisburg. I know they're going into the next town after that, Danville or something like that, and they're going to Roanoke. I guess Drifty's going to go. Her husband's coming to visit or something. So yeah, everybody's got some different things going on, but so that's the game plan. We're going to slack pack today to Dismal Falls. We got about a 15-mile day ahead of us, but it'll be nice because I feel much lighter on my feet. Fresh shoes, nice clean clothes and socks. Beautiful outside shower I took. I'll take videos today when I get back to the hostel. Since I'll have time, it'll be earlier. Got a couple videos uploaded for everyone. So, yeah, that's where we're at, guys. Team Bearbait, I did jump in their video last night, their closing video. It's pretty funny. But anyway, if you guys get a chance, go check them out. Like, subscribe to them. Team Bearbait, that's what they're under YouTube. So anyway, guys, we're going to get up here. We're going to start getting a little bit of elevation, a little bit of climbs, and then it's all pretty much ridge walking and downhill from here. So, all right, everyone, I'll see you in a bit. Boulders 1, Freddy 0. Oh, man, at least the sun's coming out some. But climbing over a bunch of rocks and little boulders back there, and man, one was wet. I slipped right on the edge and landed right there, knee right on the boulder. So I'm just glad it's not worse than could have been, just some blood. I'm sure it'll be bruised tomorrow, but oh well, such is life. No pain, no rain, no main. And the trail is definitely making sure I've had plenty of pain and a crap ton of rain. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in a bit. Anybody looking for a used refrigerator for real cheap, I found you one. You know, just got to figure out how to get it down. An old picnic table. Sometimes you find the strangest things out here. All right, guys, I just heard thunder again. So I think it's time we start skedaddling down this mountain. All right, see you in a bit. Well, I've had my new shoes on for a total of 2 hours, and they're wet again and muddy. Sorry, Mom. And here I gotta cross this bad boy. I'm definitely getting wet. All right, let me figure my way across. Pretty cool creek though. All right, guys. All right, more rain. Just what I was waiting for. Ah, this is ridiculous. I'm so over it. Well, just got downpoured on again, and the sun's out. Even had hail hitting me. Luckily, I was in that little area down that path, so had a little bit of coverage, but I mean, I am soaked to the core. I heard the thunder coming. I knew it was coming. But hopefully the sun stays out because it's cold. The temperature dropped from 65 to 57. So, and as you can see, here's the path, and it's literally like a little creek running down it. So, yeah, fun stuff. All right, I'm gonna get back on this before more bad weather comes. I don't know how much further I have. I'm trying to make it to Dismal Falls, but it's becoming a dismal day with all this weather and this rain. So, anyway, I'll catch up with you in a bit, guys. So, important lesson for everyone. Always check your map. Because sometimes when you take an alternate route, the trail isn't marked that well. So I took a Blue Blaze. So I heard it was a nice little hike. Save a couple miles. And not only did we get downpoured on, but then the trail kind of disappeared. So I just basically bushwhacked through all that, through a bunch of creeks. So my feet are really wet now because there was nowhere to cross on the creeks. Just had to walk through them. So, what an adventure. Let's go hiking, they say. It'll be fun. It is fun. And you have to kind of laugh at it. But, so when you take these separate ones, they're called Blue Blazes. And there is a Blue Blaze on this tree. Well, I guess some blowdowns took the other Blue Blaze out, so, and I couldn't tell where the trail was. So, yeah, I ended up bushwhacking through stuff like that. It's good stuff. All right, let me get back to it. Heading towards Dismal Falls. There's the river we're following to it. Man, I am soaked to the core. It poured rain. It started hailing. Couldn't even open up my phone because my hands were wet and I didn't want to pull my phone out. It's just pouring rain. It's got to stop sooner or later. Sun's out now, but I already heard thunder again, so we'll see. All right, guys, catch up here to the falls. Good evening, everyone. We are at the hotel in Parisburg. Didn't get an ending video yesterday. Yesterday, I ended up doing, well, you'll see obviously early on in the video. So day 62 and 63, I'm combining. I didn't get nearly as much footage as I wanted to, mostly due to the weather. It's been terrible out there. Rain, thunderstorms, hail, slipping in the mud. So I ended up staying at Wary Feet Hostel. Right before that, I got to meet a fantastic group of people. They are on YouTube. Check them out. They are known as Team Bearbait. It is Ricola, Drifty, and Tank. They're all friends. They've been hiking the trail this whole time together. So my mom's been watching them on YouTube, and so it's funny because I actually was hiking next to them during the parade. Didn't even know, in Damascus during trail days. So I actually ran into them on the trail, not yesterday, the day before. Really, really great people. A lot of fun to be around. They're pretty funny. You can tell they're all really good friends, just the way they joke with each other. So yeah, definitely go check out their YouTube page, Team Bearbait. They love it when you comment "Poor Tank" on there, because they like to, joke around with Tank because he doesn't talk a lot on there. So just had to throw that out there, guys, if you see that. Anyway, so I ran into them. They were doing a slack pack to Wary Feet because they had just come back on. They had done the cakewalk at another hostel. I had skipped that because I was just pushing miles, and I was not staying at that hostel. But anyway, so yeah, it was pretty cool. Ran into them. Ended up hiking down into Wary Feet just to get out of the weather. Fantastic choice. If you guys are ever outside of Parisburg, and you don't have to be hiking to stay there. There are people that were, one guy was on his motorcycle just traveling around, just people doing section hikes, they'll park there. But Jukebox and Purple Haze are who run Wary Feet. Fantastic hosts. Probably some of the best homemade food I've had while I'm on trail. When I was coming down into Wary Feet, it was, pouring rain. I had slipped coming down the mountain probably a good four times. At one point I pinned my leg behind, got pinned under me, and I slid about 10 feet down the mountain. It was pretty steep getting down there. It was all grass, so I thought I was okay. That was a lie. So anyway, made it into Wary Feet. They had a plate of food for me, some, cooked ham, big old baked potato. They had salad, some grilled vegetables, cake, watermelon. They had it all. It was great. Fantastic. Like I said, fantastic host the next morning. All you could eat pancakes, scrambled eggs with spinach and cheese, sausage. Just really, really great food, great people. So what I decided to do the following day was I was going to stay again at Wary Feet and decided to do a slack pack. I've only done one before with my cousin in Hot Springs. This one, they drove us up to the top of Sugar Hill or Sugar Run Mountain, I can't remember. Woods Hole Hostel was up there, and I actually had a package there, so it worked out great. I picked up the package, got some, it were my shoes, so got my shoes, which unfortunately I'm happy I got the shoes, but it was a terrible day to break them in because it downpoured all day yesterday. Or not all day, but a good part of the day. I think that was one of the hardest rains I had been through in a while. Hail, it hailed for a while. I just kind of took cover under a tree the best I could. The trail's just been a muddy mess. I mean, slipping and sliding everywhere. My feet were completely soaked. They started to hurt towards the end. It ended up being, I don't know, it was 15 miles or something to the back to the hostel. Only because I took a little side trail to Dismal Falls and got to see that for a bit. That was pretty cool. Decent amount of people already there, but I didn't stay long because I knew it was getting late. My feet were hurting. And at that point, like, I could feel, I fell once, you know, coming down the mountain on some big rocks, smacked my left knee on a rock. You saw that in the video. So, yeah, I haven't had the best of luck. It's not that I'm clumsy, it's just, you know, you slip and fall. You think you got it, and then you don't. So anyway, as I was heading back into the shelter, the hostel, weary feet, my feet were they were killing me. So, they were all pruned up. You know, my socks were wet, soaked, my shoes were soaked. So, I literally got back, took my shoes off, took my inserts out of my shoes so they could all try to dry, grabbed my clothes, took the hottest shower. Weary feet, they have those outdoor showers they just completed. Hands down, best shower I've had. It's that on-demand hot water system. Oh my god, guys, it was unlimited hot water, and it was perfect. So kudos to them for the food, for the fantastic stay, for the fantastic showers, beautiful property, and they're just great hosts. So highly recommend them if you're in the area. Again, check them out. So this morning I went with Jukebox, and Team Bear Bait was dropped back off at the trail. I decided to come into Parisburg because after I took my shower last night, I didn't eat dinner or anything. I wasn't feeling good. My whole body's just worn down. I've been pushing a lot of big mile days, and I'm exhausted. So I decided, you know, for my birthday, treat myself, take the day off. I needed to relax, recoup. So I rode with Jukebox. We dropped Team Bear Bait off. They're actually staying at a hostel in town. They couldn't get into the hotel I'm at. They were already booked. In fact, when I got here, the lady was like, "Oh, I don't see your reservation," but she ended up giving me a room anyway, thankfully. So at least I lucked out with that. Yeah, so came into Parisburg, or I went with, once we dropped off Team Bear Bait, Jukebox and I, he was like, "Do you need he goes, "So you're just going to the hotel?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I need to get some stuff from the Outfitter or Walmart." Well, he happened to be going to Walmart, so I rode with him to Walmart and got the few things I needed, which was awesome. Thank you again for that. And then he drove me up to the hotel, you know, got checked in, and just kind of been relaxing since then. Still tired, still worn out. My legs are really sore. My feet are really sore. So, probably gonna go. There's a Mexican restaurant across the street. It seems to be pretty popular because they didn't open till noon, and at 11:30 there was already a crowd outside waiting. So seems to be the to-go spot for everybody. I keep seeing hikers coming through town. They're stopping there too, getting food. There's some outside now, but Tank actually hit me up on a message saying they were at the hostel. It's literally right across the street from me. There's a Food Lion and a Chinese place just down below the Mexican place, and the hostel's on the other side of that. So they're right around the corner. Pretty cool. They said they wanted to meet me tomorrow to have blizzards at Dairy Queen, because that's right around the corner from us for my birthday. So that's pretty cool. You know, it's kind of weird celebrating a birthday, you know, on trail out here, because, you know, you're not around your normal friends and family, celebrate your birthday. So yeah, it's a little different. But yeah, so that'll be good. That'll be cool. Hopefully we can make that happen. So I got to talk to my parents, my sister. So yeah, now we're just gonna be relaxing today. You know, just kind of recharge and you know, take a look at the maps and figure out there's a pretty hefty climb out of here. Going forward, it's a ways before the next real decent sized town, which is Daleville. It's not far from Roanoke. But there's not a lot in between there. I mean, there's a couple hostels. There's parking areas by major roads you can get off and get a hitch or get a shuttle to town. But I'm gonna try to do my best to not do that. Maybe hit up the hostels. I'm hoping the weather's looking like it's gonna be good for a few days. I hope that's the case, because this rain has just, after a while, you just get so sick of it. You know, just everything being soaked, especially your tent. It's terrible. But you know, it is what it is, guys. So I do appreciate everybody, you know, constantly checking on me, sending me, you know, texts, phone calls, commenting on Facebook. I try to respond, or at least, you know, look at everything as I can, depending on service. So I do appreciate it, guys. I just want you all to know you guys really help with motivation and encouragement to keep going. We are at, I don't know, 600 and something miles. Got some pretty cool things coming up in the next 100, at least the next 100 miles or so. We have the Virginia Triple Crown coming up, which is Dragon Tooth, Tinker Cliffs, I think it is, and McAfee Knob. McAfee Knob is something most people would recognize if they were to see anything. It's the most photographed area on the entire Appalachian Trail. It's an outcropping that, you know, a lot of people sit on and on a cliff and get their picture taken. Definitely a cool spot. So we got all that coming up in the next 100 or so miles, and then after that we'll be getting close to the Shenandoahs and the Skyline. That's I'm looking forward to doing the Skyline Parkway. All the wayfarers and stuff, you can stop, get some blueberry milkshakes and food, and you see a lot of views instead of being just stuck in a green tunnel all the time. Don't get me wrong, the forest is beautiful, but after a while you kind of want, you know, some different scenery, and Virginia's giving it to me. It just sucks with the weather lately, the rain and the mud. So yeah, but you know, other than that, it's been pretty good, guys. So we're gonna keep pushing forward, keep going as long as our body holds out, and I'll keep, you know, doing my best to get videos out to you guys. So tomorrow is my birthday, so I'm taking the day off. I'm not doing anything. I'll head back out on Tuesday morning. I just want to let everybody know. I don't know that there'll be much to video. We'll see. There's one video I've been talking about wanting to do, just, you know, kind of talking about, you know, the trail and being on the trail and things like that. So maybe I'll get that done tomorrow. That way you guys at least have something, but it won't be any sights unless you want to see, you know, not much to the hotel, and, you know, there's a Mexican restaurant across the street. There are some mountains, so that's about it. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna figure out maybe something for dinner, and I will check back in with you guys all later. All right, thank you.